It's the Refined Reseller. Thank you for tuning into my YouTube channel. Today, a video about one of the most profitable items I have ever sold on eBay. I'm going to get right to it, but first please take the time to like this video and subscribe to my channel. And let me tell you exactly what I'm talking about. Here it is. It's a set of 3 books titled The Pallbearer's Review. It actually is comprised of 10 volumes of magic tricks. They are all first edition books, and I sold them for $320. Now, why was it one of the most profitable sales I've ever made on eBay? Well, here's why. I went to a garage sale on a Saturday. It was at a warehouse, about 1,000 square foot warehouse. The people had lost their lease and they were having to move out, and they were just getting rid of everything. I looked through a bunch of stuff and came across about 500 or 600 books. A lot of them were in boxes. I did my best to look through the boxes, and that day I ended up buying 20 books, and these were 3 of the books I bought. She sold the books to me. They were 5 for $1 or 20 cents a piece. So for these 3 books, I paid a total of 60 cents and I sold them for $320. But it gets even better. I gave her my phone number. I got her phone number. I called her on Tuesday. She said she was going to be at the warehouse that night. And I asked her if I could stop by and buy some more stuff. And she said, sure, they needed to be out by the weekend. So I went over there, and sure enough, those 500 or 600 books were still there. I told her I wanted to buy all of them. And she said, yeah, no problem. I just want to get them out of here. She goes, how does $20 sound? So I paid her $20 and I bought all 500 or 600 books. And here's what my car looked like. I mean, it was just stuffed with books. So, I drove home, I unloaded them, and the next day I took my time and I looked through them. Now, there were a lot of books that were worth maybe $3 or $4 that I just did not want to deal with. But out of the 500 or 600 books, there are probably 120 that I kept, and I have sold some of them. And I am going to show you those books that I have already sold, and I have sold these books in less than a week. So let's go take a look, plus some other stuff that I recently sold on eBay. So before I get started, let me tell you that her dad was a born-again Christian, and he spent a lot of money buying books on Christianity, religion, Bible study, and I've sold some of those. This is a lot of 8 books. It's titled The Niv Application Commentary. I had them listed for $79.99, and I took a best offer of $65 simply because I'd already sold those other 3 books for $320. So, I have no problem taking best offers on most of these books. Then I sold this Ryrie Study Bible, the New King James Edition. It sold for $59.99. Here's another book, The Complete Biblical Library, New Testament Study Bible, Greek Grammar Index. It sold for $59.99. Then I sold this one, The Complete Biblical Library, Old Testament Study Bible on Exodus. It sold for $59.99. I sold this one right here, another New Testament Study Bible for $39.99. And then somebody bought 3 books from me. I had them listed for $59.99. He made me an offer of $35 for each book, and because the person was buying 3, I really gave him a deal, and I sold all 3 books to him for $35 each. Here's one right here. Here's another one here, and here's yet another one. And I think, yeah, that's all the books that I have. I'm just going to go back and tell you that those few books that I sold right there, total sales $710. And I still have listed a bunch more of these, and I think if I sell them all, I will make an additional $1,200 to $1,300. So again, you can see why it was one of the best investments I have ever made to resell stuff on eBay. It's going to be one of the most profitable sales that I have ever made since I've been doing this for about 20 years or so. So let's just keep going. Some more items that I sold recently. Here is an Amico, I don't know how you pronounce it, oxygen latch valve. I sold this one for $29.99. I sold this latch valve assembly for $29.99, similar but not the same. Then I sold this one for $19.99 to the same person. I bought these at a going out of business sale a few months back. I sold a bunch of very similar items, and it's just been a really good deal for me. Weird stuff. I mean, these were in hospital rooms. I'm not sure who bought it, but they're selling, and I probably have 30 or 40 more of each of these. Then I sold this Stefano Ricci tie. I had it listed for $89.99 and sold it for $49.99, a $40 discount. Now, why would I do that? Well, the reason I did is I bought 40 of these ties. I've sold about 25 of them, and I paid very little for them. I made my money way, way long. I made my money back a way, way long time ago. So $49.99, I have no problem selling it for that price. That's probably what it's worth used anyway. So maybe $89.99 was just too high of a price. Then I sold another one of these Funko Pops. This is Betty Cooper. Had it listed for $19.99 and sold it for $17.99. I don't think this is one of the more popular ones or the rarer ones, but it sold for $17.99. Then I sold this vintage sectional aeronautical map for $9.99. I bought, I'm thinking 150 of these at an estate sale, and I've probably sold about 120 or so. So doing well with these for $9.99 each. I sold some more Beatles trading cards, bought 300 of these, kind of lotted them up. This is George Harrison, and they sold for $9.99. Then I sold a piece of clothing, and I had it listed for $15.99, took a best offer of $12. I sold this Cuisinart replacement blade for $10.99. I sold this LSU National Champions baseball cap from 2009, had it listed for $19.99, took a best offer of $14. It had been listed for quite some time. I sold these Hush Puppies, had them listed for $24.99, sold them for $18. They're shoes, they were brand new in the box. I'm not sure why I couldn't sell them for more, but I probably had them listed for 9 months. Okay, this is a 1776, the Illustrated Edition book from 2007. Sold it for $19.99. Picked this up at a garage sale for $2. Now, let's get into some record albums. And I bought a bunch of these. And when the record albums are not really worth selling individually, I will group them in lots by artist or by genre. This is 70s classic rock. As you can see, you have Peter Frampton, Dire Straits, Heart, Kansas, Molly Hatchet, Head East, the Doobie Brothers. I just put them in a lot. It was, 10 albums? Yeah, 10 albums. And I sold them for $44.99. So I'll take that all day long because, again, I did not pay very much for these at all. Now, here's another one. This is a lot of 10 records. This is from the 1980s. Eric Clapton, David Bowie, John Mellencamp, Huey Lewis and the News, the Eurythmics, and it sold for $44.99 as well. So there's $90 worth of sales on some record albums that, I'm just kind of surprised I sold them for that much, to be honest with you. Okay, here's a set of jazz records. There were 9 in this lot. They sold for $25. Had them listed for $39.99. It took a best offer. And here's another jazz lot of the Crusaders. Had these listed for $24.99. Took a best offer of $15. The same person bought both of these lots. So that's another $40. So what is that? That's $130 in sales just right there. Okay, let's talk about some DVDs. I'm just going to briefly run through these. Now, this one sold for $27.99. It was brand new. It's called Sink the Bismarck. It's a war classic movie. And as you can see, there's a price tag on it for $9.99, but I sold it for $27.99. I mean, don't ask me. I don't know. Here's a cool one. This is Elvis Presley, the 1968 comeback special. It sold for $29.99. It was a box set. This is the video of him where he's sitting on a stage. He's surrounded by people. He has that black leather suit on, and he's coming back after being in the service. So it sold for $29.99. And again, anytime I can get $29, $30 for a DVD, I am just really, really happy. This was pretty cool. This is the Terminator Salvation in a kind of special edition case. I had it listed for $19.99, and I took a best offer of $15. This is Memento, a Blu-ray. It was sealed. It sold for $9.89. And here is Nico Case. Now let's move on to CDs. This is Nico Case. Never heard of her band before, but I just lotted 3 CDs together, and they sold for $19.99. Joe Strummer and the Mescaleros, lot of 3. Sold these for $14.99. And this is Portishead CDs. I just put 2 of these in a lot. London Trip Hop. I'm not sure what that is, but they sold for $8.99. So there you have it. One of the smartest, most profitable buys I have ever made to sell on eBay. This is a refined reseller saying, please take the time to like this video and subscribe to my channel. And as always, buy low, sell high, good sourcing, good selling, and I will see you next time.